I think she was scared of coming back to this country, and quite rightly, because the people of this country don't like the fact that she's stolen our prince. And she's literally brainwashed him, blinkered him, and tied him down to his California mansion.
We're nearly out of time, but quickly, Jim, it couldn't be possible, could it, that a bloke gets sort of falls in love and...
forbid. I mean, he might fall in love and actually follow his heart. I love that you're our royal correspondent.
On the morning of December 18th, 2025, the Prince and Princess of Wales unveiled what many immediately described as the most sincerely touching royal Christmas card in years. Shot in the windswept countryside of Norfolk, the image showed William and Catherine walking through an open field of winter daffodils with their 3 children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, bundled in earth-toned coats, laughing mid-stride. There were no stiff poses, no studio lights, no carefully planted symbolism. Just a family moving together, unguarded and real. Within 24 hours, the contrast arrived. On December 19th, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry released their own holiday card. The timing was instant. The tone could not have been more different. Shared via Meghan's personal Instagram account, the image depicted the Sussex family in a pristine California garden. Everything about the photograph was meticulously composed. Meghan stood front and center in a flowing white, semi-sheer dress, her face illuminated with cinematic precision. Harry appeared slightly behind her, peeking playfully from behind Archie. Lilibet's hair partially veiled her face as Meghan leaned in, appearing to whisper to her. Both children's faces were deliberately obscured. The caption was brief. "Happy holidays from our family to yours." What was intended as warmth quickly ignited controversy. While some praised the rare inclusion of the children, critics and, soon after, royal insiders began revealing unsettling details. A senior industry source told The Telegraph that the image was not taken in December, as implied, but staged in early October inside a private Montecito studio. The lighting rig alone reportedly cost more than $20,000. The shoot involved 3 stylists, a creative director known for lifestyle branding, and a child behavior consultant. This wasn't a family moment, the source said. It was a product launch. An education consultant based in Santa Barbara later confirmed that Archie missed 2 days of school that same week, reportedly due to family commitments. Another source told the Daily Express that Meghan had allegedly asked the children to rehearse facial expressions and walking patterns days in advance. It felt like preparing for a fashion campaign, the source explained. There were call sheets. There were retakes. The backlash was immediate. #Sussex staging trended globally within 24 hours. Commentators labeled the card emotionally sterile, sanitized, and manufactured. Just 3 days later, on December 22nd, Meghan appeared in a Christmas-themed Netflix special titled Home for the Holidays, Stories of Togetherness. During the final 10 minutes, seated on a white sofa in a softly lit room adorned with red and gold poinsettias, she became visibly emotional while addressing the reaction to the card. "There's a standard I can never meet," she said, her voice shaking. "When I share too little, I'm secretive. When I share too much, I'm exploiting. When I smile, it's fake. When I cry, it's manipulation. Somehow, I'm always the problem." She then pivoted without naming names. To accuse the press of working in tandem with royal institutions. "There's a machine," she said. "An entire ecosystem designed to uplift one family while dehumanizing another." Though William and Catherine were never mentioned directly, the implication was unmistakable. Headlines exploded the next morning. Meghan suggests royal household fueled backlash. Netflix clip implies Wales' family media influence. Until that moment, Prince William had maintained a disciplined silence regarding the Sussexes. But the suggestion that his family orchestrated a coordinated media attack, combined with Meghan's viral emotional appeal, crossed a line. On the evening of December 23, 2025, following the annual Together at Christmas carol service at Westminster Abbey, William stopped to speak to a small group of reporters outside St. Edward's Hall. He did not mention Harry or Meghan by name, but his message was unmistakable. "Family is not a performance," he said. "It's not something you choreograph for clicks. What you saw on our Christmas card wasn't a production. It was a moment. A real one. And I will not allow staged authenticity to be weaponized against the genuine love and stability of my wife and children. Within minutes, #William Breaks Silence was trending worldwide. Kensington Palace later confirmed the statement was intentional and unedited. A source close to the Prince of Wales told The Times, "He's had enough," suggesting that he or Catherine are orchestrating media attacks after everything they've endured is cruel and absurd. The events of this Christmas laid bare a widening divide. The Wales family is increasingly viewed as the steady face of modern monarchy, rooted in duty, discretion, and restraint. The Sussexes, by contrast, are now widely seen as reactive, self-promotional, and consumed by narrative control. Even Harry's former allies acknowledge the imbalance. A former aide told The Guardian on December 24th, "Harry used to be the most authentic royal. Now he feels like a background character in Meghan's brand." Data released by the British Public Trust Index on December 25th reinforced that perception. Positive sentiment toward Meghan and Harry dropped 19 points among 18 to 35-year-olds, while William and Catherine saw a 7-point increase. Christmas Day passed quietly. William, Catherine, and their children appeared at Sandringham with King Charles and Princess Anne. Meghan and Harry remained in California, releasing no further statements. Behind the scenes, however, observers sensed another response brewing. Meghan's team is rumored to be in talks with Spotify about a new podcast series focused on media bias. Harry may be considering a follow-up to Spare, centered on fatherhood and forgiveness. But the deeper question is no longer whether the Sussexes will respond. It's whether anyone is still listening. As William stood firm in London, another figure was notably absent, not just from Sandringham, but from the conversation entirely: Prince Harry. Once the soldier prince, the rebel royal, the man whose charm filled rooms, Harry now appears peripheral even in his own household. This marked his 4th consecutive Christmas away from his British family. Unlike previous years, there was no public feud, no lawsuit, no contract dispute. Just absence. Insiders describe Harry as increasingly withdrawn, emotionally reactive, and economically dependent. A Montecito neighbor told Vanity Fair, "We used to see him hiking, grabbing coffee with Archie. Now it's mostly Meghan. Harry just disappears." His only appearance this season was an 11-second pre-recorded clip in Meghan's Netflix special, smiling stiffly beside a heavily edited fireplace. Netflix data showed significantly higher viewer retention during Meghan's solo segments. Since Spotify terminated their deal in mid-2024, Harry's independent projects have stalled. Heart of Invictus underperformed. Meghan, meanwhile, signed a 2-year, $12 million lifestyle deal with Amazon Prime. Registered solely under Meghan Markle Ventures LLC. The imbalance is undeniable. Harry isn't just out-earned, said biographer Thomas Channing. He's out-strategized. Meghan is the brand. Harry is the attachment. Even their Montecito estate was quietly refinanced under Meghan's legal trust. Beyond finances lies emotional dependency. As Meghan cried on Netflix, Harry nodded silently. A former palace staffer summarized it starkly. He used to challenge. Now he echoes. Friends say Harry has drifted from longtime confidants. Those who question Meghan's narrative are labeled disloyal, and Harry accepts it. Royal commentator Amelia Ray put it bluntly on BBC Radio 4. He fled the system seeking freedom, only to become a man without a country, a cause, or a voice. What began as a Christmas card became one of the most scrutinized royal media moments of the year. Investigations confirmed the image was shot in a luxury studio, involving a 12-person crew and rehearsals for the children. Parenting advocates raised ethical concerns. Critics highlighted the contradiction of obscuring children's faces while leveraging their presence for promotion. Polling revealed the public response was decisive. The Wales card scored 87% favorability. The Sussex card, 41%. Meghan's emotional Netflix response only deepened skepticism. Hashtags like #SussexFatigue and #StopPlayingTheVictim trended globally. For the first time, William did not let implication pass unanswered. He drew a line, not with drama, but with clarity. "There is always room for truth," he said on Christmas morning, "but not for distortion." Behind palace walls, discussions intensified. A leaked memo suggested a line must be drawn when royal titles are used to undermine trust in the crown. Public support for stripping Sussex titles now exceeds 60%. What this Christmas revealed was not just a family rift, but two competing visions of monarchy. One rooted in quiet service, the other in curated spectacle. And for the first time in years, the future king made it clear which path the crown will follow.